This latest idea floated by the Secretary of State, John Kerry, picked up by the Russians, is it possible this could avert a U.S. military strike on Syria?
It's possible if it's real. And, I think it's certainly a positive development when the Russians and the Syrians both make gestures towards dealing with these chemical weapons. This is what we've been asking for, not just over the last week or the last month, but for the last couple of years, because these chemical weapons pose a significant threat to all nations and to the United States in particular. That's why 98% of humanity has said we don't use these. That protects our troops, and it protects children like the ones that we saw in those videos inside of Syria. So it is a potentially positive development. I have to say that it's unlikely that we would have arrived at that point where there were even public statements like that without a credible military threat to deal with the chemical weapons used inside of Syria.
The idea the president was talking about would be for Syria to hand control of its chemical weapons over to the international community. Global reaction to that, it's a combination of support and skepticism. U.S., British, and French leaders have agreed to explore this proposal seriously. They also say they won't allow Syria to use this as a stalling tactic. Here's how one U.S. senator reacted.
I am very skeptical, very, very skeptical. But the fact is that you can't pass up this opportunity if it is one, but you've got to right away determine whether it's real or not.
Yesterday, Syria said it's ready to reveal the location of its chemical weapons and to stop producing them. It also offered to show its chemical weapons facilities to representatives from Russia and the United Nations. Syria also said it's willing to join the Chemical Weapons Convention, an international agreement to eliminate the use of chemical weapons. Syria is one of 5 countries that have not signed on to the agreement. Recently, President Obama asked Congress to approve a military strike against Syria. Yesterday, he asked the Senate to hold off on any votes so the diplomatic process can play out. The president was scheduled to make a speech about Syria last night. Teachers, the resources box on our homepage has the latest details on this developing story. Crisis in Syria, as you might be able to tell, dominating news coverage, but it's not the only story out there. Right now, we're going to check in with a few CNN correspondents to learn